Hey guys, Brick Build Brick Films here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Lego Star Wars Jedi Bob's Starfighter set. Now, I was really excited when they announced this set. I know that it's for the new Lego Star Wars TV series, but the thing that really made this set stand out is this guy right here. We finally get a returning look at the infamous Jedi Bob Lego minifigure, which of course wasn't always named Jedi Bob, but the main thing that makes this minifigure so special was that he was from an original Lego Star Wars gunship set as an unnamed Jedi Knight, and he finally gets the limelight by getting this refurbished version of his minifigure, which, with very minor details, is almost identical to the original. So let's take a look at this set, dive into some of the details, the minifigures, and some of the features. Now, before we look at the main set, one of the first things I'd like to tackle is, of course, the minifigures. Now, our first minifigure that we have here is, of course, Jedi Bob. Now, sadly, he does not come with his original classic chrome hilt. Lego, of course, discontinued these because of the design flaws, the paint flaking, so he does come with the regular modern silver hilt, which is fine. It would have just been a nice little detail, but of course there are always restraints with things like this. We do notice that the same cape hood mold is kept with this one. It does not use the new updated hood piece. Instead, it sticks to that classic look and didn't decide to update it for the minifigure, which is great. I like that they're sticking to the classic design of the hood for this. The other thing is we get this nice cape that comes with it, and the main difference in detailing you'll find on the torso as well as the headpiece. The torso, instead of being in the classic old gray, as Lego fans call it, is in the modern new dark gray. The older gray had more of like a greenish washed color to it. This one is just a nice solid dark gray, which, while it is a change, I prefer the modern gray to the old gray look. The old gray is of course nice for nostalgia, however. There's also some slight weathering on the neck piece of the minifigure's torso, showing aging, which I think is a nice touch and a good way to differentiate the original from the modern minifigure. One face print that it has is the same face print as used in the original minifigure, but it also has an alternate face print which is slightly more concerned or serious. The next minifigure we have the Ackbar Trooper, which personally, in my opinion, I don't really like this minifigure too much. It probably has something to do with the TV series, but for me it just feels very random. I know that the TV series plays into alternate universes, but for me this just feels like the most random and awkward choice for this minifigure. We do of course get the classic regular clone trooper printing with an Admiral Acar head on the minifigure. There's nothing really much else to look at. There doesn't appear to be any sort of new printing for either part of the minifigure, but there it is, a Admiral Acar clone trooper. The last minifigure we get is considered a minifigure by the set, but it's really just a brick-built gonk droid, which it has a nice bit of detail on it, definitely a newer design from the older gonk droids that we've gotten in the past. Not much to say about it. It's a gonk droid and entirely brick-built, and the third and final minifigure of the set. Minifigures aside, let's take a look at the actual ship itself. We have Jedi Bob's Starfighter. Now, it's a very neat build. It gives me a lot of nostalgia to older Starfighter builds, such as Plo Koon Starfighter, and many of like the early 2008, between 2008 and 2012 Starfighter sets. It gives a lot of vibes back to that. A lot of the modern Starfighter sets are a lot more sleek, polished, uses a lot more flat tiles. This one has a lot of exposed studs and gives sort of a more classic feel to the design of the ship itself. Underneath we have some thrusters and different kind of boosters and engines that add a nice bit of detail to the set, as well as a nice landing gear made out of just simple gear piece there that can of course flip up or flip down as preferred. We do have underneath the ship a place to store Jedi Bob's lightsaber and the clone trooper, or I'm sorry, the Ackbar trooper's rifle. So there are two little clamp pieces on the bottom there to hold both of those items. The play features include the regular spring-loaded shooters, of course. Many of the modern spaceship sets will use these spring-loaded shooters. They work exactly as intended. Not going to test them here because I will never find them again if it shoots across my room. But they do include the spring-loaded shooters and has a nice easy open cockpit here to sit Jedi Bob inside. As far as pricing goes with this set, I think it was worth the buy. I got it at Walmart for around $35 for the minifigures that are included and the fun little build here. I'd say it's well worth the money in comparison to many of the other sets that are listed in this year's August release. I really enjoy the Jedi Bob minifigure. I think it's a nice thing to bring back, and I like how Lego is sort of returning to its roots by bringing him back in a set like this. Even if the other two minifigures are really just there as filler, I would have preferred maybe an early 2000s clone trooper or something like that to add to the nostalgia, but I know it is based off of the television series and isn't just here for the nostalgia. But all in all, I think the set is incredibly well made. Not too many stickers, because I cannot stand when a set uses too many stickers. It's always a hassle to put on. My fingers are never steady enough, and it always looks terrible. But the set does make minimal use of stickers. It has a few for detail, but nothing too bad, nothing too tiny to deal with. All in all, I think the set has great detailing, great price-to-piece ratio as far as modern sets go, and definitely worth the buy, and probably one of my favorites that have been released in this year's catalog for August. Anyways, guys, that was my review of the Lego Star Wars Jedi Bob Starfighter set. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and hopefully more content will be coming out soon. And make sure, if you're looking for something to add to your collection, make sure to add this one. It is definitely a must-have, and I'm really glad that I got it for myself. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.